Irish guy, and tonight, pretty simple here. The January transfer window is closing, so I'm gonna find every Premier Club's worst transfer decision this month. You know, the one that absolutely stinks. You know, like the underside of a baboon's foot. Right, let's go. Arsenal. Arsenal fans don't want Jorginho. Okay. No. This is not Arsenal's worst bit of transfer business this window. No. This is just a last minute addition here, because Arsenal haven't actually done anything stupid this month. But I just need to talk about this. Arsenal buying Jorginho from Chelsea for £12 million is genius. Lads, a little over a year ago, this man was finishing third at the Ballon d'Or. I mean, he was the best player at Euro 2020. He is a 31-year-old Champions League winner, and you signed him for less than what Aston Villa paid for Leander de Dunker. This is just Arsenal's revenge for when Chelsea bought Cesc Fabregas in 2014. Chelsea turned Cesc into a Premier League winner. Arsenal could do that for Jorginho. I mean, lads, this Gunner squad is talented, but how many of them actually won anything before? Jorginho has nearly won everything. And Mykhailo wanted to add a Brazilian baller in midfield last January when they tried to buy Bruno Guimaraes. You've got another one this time out. What? I don't care what you tell me. He didn't move to Italy until he was 15. This guy, Jorginho, is Brazilian, alright? But Arsenal fans don't seem to want Jorginho. Edu Out was trending on Twitter. They're actually angry to be buying Chelsea leftovers. That's what part of third in the Ballon d'Or do you not understand? Do you know when the last time an Arsenal player finished in the top 3 in the Ballon d'Or? 2003. I think this is the best transfer of any Premier League club in this transfer window. So no, I mean, it doesn't really fit this video. I am throwing this one in at the last minute, but I just had to talk about it because Arteta, this is brilliant. Now, okay, let's get into the real bad bits of business. Aston Villa selling Danny Ings. Okay, to me, this move stinks of a beehive filled with toilet water. Danny Ings is one of the most reliable, proven goal scorers in the Premier League. He's like a 5-star toaster. I mean, no, he's not flashy or bling. No, you're not gonna proudly show him off to your mum. But Unai Emery should know, this guy, he gets the job done. And yet Aston Villa have just chosen to cash in for £15 million. Yes, I know the guy's got the body health of a bloated Teletubby. The fella probably pulls a hamstring by pouring in a glass of milk. But when you're now relying on goals from Ollie Watkins, someone who blows so hot and cold, you'd swear he was a faulty tap, then I don't know. To me, selling Ings. Sorry, Emery, it's not as clever as eating undercooked penguin. But also, lads, who here has heard of One Football? Come on, put your hands up, because if you haven't heard of them, I can only guess you're living in a tent on the moon. In which case, say hello to the aliens for me. I bet they all look like Steve Cooper. But lads, why have you not downloaded the One Football app yet? I use it as my #1 destination for football news, transfer updates, player data, and the latest matchday scores. Lads, you could just get the quickest notifications, fastest on One Football. So no longer would you have to wait 17 minutes to hear that John Joe Shelby actually scored. Well, actually, no, that's not a good example. He's got feet that crumbles more than Weetabix. So yeah, probably not the best example. But lads, if you want to be the most informed football fan in the world, no, you don't need to read Wikipedia for 9 hours a day. Just head to the description or scan the QR code on screen and download One Football today. Go now! Anyway, back into the video. Bournemouth bidding for Nicolo Zaniolo. Well, this was just weird. Nicolo Zaniolo is a want-away Roma star. He's a 23-year-old Italian attacking midfield starlet, and right now he decides that he wants to leave a dressing room coached by Jose Mourinho. Do you not think he would want to aim for a higher ceiling than Bournemouth? Did this club really think that Zaniolo was prepared to swap tactical sessions with Mourinho to share a box of Pringles while sitting on Gary O'Neill's knee? Zaniolo clearly wants to move to a Champions League club, so Bournemouth choosing to waste valuable time by submitting a bid? I don't know, to me, it'd be a bit like Rihanna being asked out by Kermit the Frog. I'm pretty sure when Zaniolo was informed of Bournemouth's interest, you know, a little seaside village where Harry Redknapp probably struts nude at the beach, I'm guessing this stroppy prima donna probably sneezed blood in his Cheerios. I know Bournemouth somehow got their hands on signing a Roma star Wanted Turbe on loan 7 years ago. That was always weird to me, yes, but Zaniolo's a far better player. What is going on? Brighton signing Romeo Beckham. What was the point? Don't Brentford have more credibility in the bank than just trying to use this month as an opportunity for publicity stunts? I'm guessing choosing to loan Romeo Beckham is just a desperate ploy to get his dad to show up to games. Just so, I don't know, the Brentford dinner ladies can pose with him on Instagram and maybe they can get Posh Spice to sponsor their shirts. Lads, the fact is that Romeo Beckham went 6 years without kicking a football. I mean, he was released by Arsenal's academy in 2015, then joined Inter Miami in 2021. I mean, most academy players are out on the streets honing their craft while their single mum works 3 jobs. No, Romeo just told his daddy he wanted to get back into football, so they just decided to knock down the tennis court and replace it with a football pitch at their mansion. Sure, he might score a few free kicks with Chris MD, but does this guy really have the hunger to succeed? At little old Brentford, when he was born into Gucci nappies and probably has more money than the king? Brighton not selling Mykhailo. Let me get this straight. We live in a world where Brighton and Hove Albion are able to come to a negotiating table and turn down more than £70 million for a footballer. I mean, only 8 other English clubs have ever sold a player for more than that. Brighton have a one-to-way Mykhailo on their books. A man literally begging to leave on Instagram. And yet, Tony Blue has just turned down this life-changing massive check from Arsenal. You've even told Mykhailo to just take time off work. Just sell him. His head is turned. He doesn't even want to play for you anymore. Lads, if this deal went through, it would mean that Arsenal would have made Brighton over £100 million richer for 2 guys who don't want to play for the club anymore. Mykhailo is a good player, sure, but I mean, he's only played 30 times for the club. You will survive without him. Refusing to take this money smacks of bird brain lunacy. Chelsea signed Mykhailo Mudyrk. I don't even know where to begin with Chelsea. Nearly everything they did in this transfer window was borderline insane. This was a January where Todd Bowley confirmed to the world that yes, when it comes to football, he's got less brain cells than a punctured Capri Sun. Take your pick. Whether it was sticking average players on 9-year contracts, paying £50 million for a 4-month loan, or how about chucking in a £105 million bid for a guy who moved to Benfica last summer for just £8 million? I'll go with the £89 million chucked at Mykhailo Mudyrk though. A 22-year-old, unproven winger, who I am convinced is going to be the end product of a fat Jermaine Pennant, and a promising young Chelsea winger with the initials MNM. Oh, scratch that. We're looking at the modern day Marco Marine, except this guy is the joint 8th most expensive footballer of all time. And oh no, whatever you do, don't search for this guy on TikTok. Crystal Palace loaning out Jack Butland. I know Crystal Palace have signed Sam Johnstone as Vicente Guaita's successor at Centre Park, but I don't know, choosing to just loan a former teenage superstar in Butland to Man United. This guy with 9 England caps. He competed in the Olympics at 19 and nearly moved to Chelsea. Have injuries really destroyed his career and self-confidence to a point where he's now just a downtrodden 29-year-old cheese sandwich? How has this guy gone from being Crystal Palace number 3 to Manchester United number 2? This isn't a bad decision for Palace, no, but it's just something that confuses me. Honestly, it hurts my brain. Everton bidding for Hakim Ziyech. What was the point? Hakim Ziyech is an African superstar who wants to leave Chelsea for PSG. What makes anyone think that he'd want to take a job that Anthony Gordon didn't want? I mean, this is a guy who was offered the chance to play for Sean Dyche, while at Burnley, and would probably sooner have eaten his own eyeballs with a fork. In his job interview, Marcelo Bielsa said that he wanted Everton to target younger, up-and-coming players. Ziyech is nearly 30. Everton just haven't learned a thing. Fulham signing nobody. Fulham haven't really done anything this month, so I don't know. The sheer fact that they're so far up the table and yet have chosen not to make a transfer hints at laziness and a lack of ambition. Fulham have already stayed up. Job done. But instead of hunting down a place in Europe, they've clearly just relaxed. So just watch them fall down the table in the second half of the season now, refusing to kick on and spend this month. I promise you, what could have been a miracle season, getting this club back into the Europa League. Nah, they'll probably now just wind up finishing 12th. Leeds letting Matthijs Klick leave. Am I the only one who didn't understand this one bit? Jesse Marsch needs all hands on deck to help keep Leeds in the league. And yeah, Matthijs Klick, one of the senior figures in the dressing room. Sure, he's 32 years old, but he had 18 months left on his Ellen Road deal. And yet you're just letting him waltz off to DC United for free? Why? Is it just to be nice? Leicester signing Victor Christensen. Oh lads, I can already smell another big money flop. Sure, Leicester finally cut into that wealthy Fofana paycheck to buy some players, but throwing a full £18 million at Copenhagen for 20-year-old left-back Victor Christensen, you've just made him the most expensive Danish Superliga player of all time. Maybe it'll turn out to be a coup, but I just see this guy being out of his depth wet tea towel of a left-back. He's gonna be Denmark's answer to Emil Kraft, a Scandinavian defender so uninspiring. His mere presence will probably cause fans to weep up their nose. Liverpool not signing a centre back. Why haven't Liverpool signed a centre back? Does Jurgen Klopp not accept that his club are in a defensive mess? 2 years ago, he accepted that and found enough couch change to bring Ozanka back and Ben Davies through the door. I mean, to be fair, they were both about as exciting as wet meat loaf, but still, they were bodies through the door. So Klopp didn't have to pick his own grandmother at centre back. Well now, lads, this season alone, Brighton and Hove Albion have stuck 8 goals past Liverpool. I mean, since the restart after the World Cup, this team have conceded 15 goals in 9 games. Virgil van Dijk has a hamstring so stiff and swollen, he probably needs his wife to help him on and off the loo. So Klopp just refusing to buy any centre back. Has the man just given up? Man City loaning out João Cancelo. What is going on? Let's be honest, Man City have had a left-back crisis for years. I mean, the guy they paid £50 million for in 2017 is currently Googling what's on the menus in prison. Yeah, I mean, probably just undercooked bacon that probably tastes like a shoe. This is a club who chose against signing Ben Chilwell in 2020 or Marc Cucurella last summer, letting Chelsea instead buy both. And that's usually because City had 2 outstanding left-backs in Alexander Zinchenko and João Cancelo. Weirdly, 2 men who actually prefer playing in other positions on the pitch. Well, not only has Zinchenko since quit the club, but he's currently top of the league and playing for your title rival. So choosing to send Cancelo on loan to Bayern Munich. I know they're going to have to pay £61 million to sign him on a permanent deal in the summer, but to me, this makes no sense. I don't care if Cancelo and Guardiola did have a bust up. I don't care if Cancelo took tea in his face or went for a whittle on his daughter's feet. Choosing to dump one of the club's superstars halfway through a title fight. I mean, it's like being halfway through a 6-hour flight across the Atlantic and the pilot chooses to blind himself with ketchup in the eye. This is unnecessary. If you want Cancelo's troublesome attitude gone, then sell him in the summer, sure. But getting rid of a creative superstar in January when he's got 4 years left on his deal, this makes about as much sense as rubbing mashed banana into your ears would make sense. Come on, Pep. What are you doing? Man United signing Wout Weghorst. I know Wout Weghorst scored against Nottingham Forest in the cup. But I mean, guess what? Only Mykhailo scored in the cups too. He was still a big bag of cow puke in the Premier League. I don't understand why Manchester United fans were drooling over Erik ten Hag choosing to sign Weghorst just because it was Ten Hag who picked him.
Oh, trust in Eric!
Yeah, my previous channel did that, and look what happened there. Sorry, that was me. Okay. 10 Hags from Holland, alright? So, how about...
Oh, let's trust in the Dutch guy!
Oh, wait, no, that one doesn't work either. Next! Listen, people trust Ten Hag's opinions of players now, but I mean, when he wanted to buy his old 20 buddy Marko Arnautovic in the summer, every Manchester United fan simultaneously kicked the wall in disgust. To me, signing Burnley leftovers in their 30s, guys who were banished to the Turkish league to train with Dele Alli, this sort of signing is so far beneath the standard of Manchester United. To me, I just don't like it at all. He's just a cheap Falcao. Another Igalo, just... meh. Newcastle selling Chris Wood. This is insanely nutty. I mean, if rumours were true, and Newcastle had actually agreed to sell Alisson Maximin to AC Milan, oh, then that would make the list. Still don't understand how he's not on the team. But no. I know Newcastle fans won't exactly be crying on the phone to their mum at watching Eddie Howe cash in on Chris Wood, but Newcastle are in a battle to qualify for the Champions League. They scored once in 4 Premier League games. Tottenham, by contrast, are 3 points behind, and with Harry Kane up front. You know, the 3rd highest Premier League goal scorer of all time. I mean, it'll probably be number 2 by May. Newcastle need more centre forwards, not less. I know Wood isn't anything close to European quality, but still, selling him to Nottingham Forest is fine, but refusing to replace him? Not clever, Eddie. Nottingham Forest signing Jonjo Shelvey. Jonjo Shelvey is a decent player and can definitely pick a pass, but the man clearly his hamstrings made of candy floss. The guy is just tied up a move to Nottingham Forest, and even the footage that Sky have of him arriving at the training ground, he's limping like a pirate. Honestly, when walking to his car, he looks like if Voldemort had just had a vasectomy. Forest have signed nearly 30 players this season alone, but Shelvey is walking sick note. In the past 18 months, he's missed 37 games for Newcastle through injury. What is the point? He's not going to play. This is a signing you make in the Championship, not the Premier League. Southampton signing James Bree. Look, I get managers like buying players from their former clubs, sure. I can understand Unai Emery wanting to bring in key Villarreal players to Aston Villa, or Julian Lopetegui wanting Wolves to buy lads from Sevilla. But Nathan Jones, stop asking the Southampton chairman to give you the toys you had at Luton Town. James Bree is 25 years old and a failed Aston Villa right back who barely got championship games for them when they were coached by Steve Bruce. Sure, he's done well at Luton Town, but he's got 0 Premier League experience. I know the Saints need right back cover considering Tino Livramento's career is being destroyed by a dodgy knee, but still, what sort of desperate man is actually willing to choose Bree? Sorry, I've been watching too much Desperate Housewives. Tottenham loaning out Jed Spence. I don't understand. I'm really not getting this one. Tottenham made such a huge fuss over signing Jed Spence in the summer. The exciting England under-21 right back from Middlesbrough after he tore it up for Nottingham Forest on loan. But now, after being given barely any minutes on the pitch, you've just sentenced him to a loan deal at Rennes? Don't tell me you're doing this to give him experience. No, because right now, he's going to be sitting at the same lunch table as Joe Rodon. Yeah, Spence is 22. Rodon is 25. These aren't children. They're just being banished to a mid-table team in France just so you can sell them in the summer. Honestly, Conte might think this guy is expensive, but just give him a chance. Anyone like that? Expensive? Is this thing on? West Ham selling Craig Dawson. This is a transfer which went so under the radar. I didn't even realize this happened until today. Hands up. Did anyone know that Wolves had bought Craig Dawson? But still, anyway, the guy's been a steady, reliable centre half under David Moyes. But yeah, okay, starting 5 defeats in a row probably wasn't a good look, but still, you've just sold the West Ham cult hero and fan favourite, a popular dressing room leader, for just £3.3 million and to a fellow relegation rival? To be fair, this is like when Wolves let Everton have Connor Cody in the summer. Why are all the teams in the relegation scrap just choosing to give each other their defenders, swapping them around like muddy Pokemon cards? I don't get it. Wolves loaning out Fabio Silva. Remember when Fabio Silva had incredible hype as a teenage Porto wonder kid who Wolves invested nearly £40 million in nearly 2 years ago? Yeah, he was loaned to Anderlecht last summer, scored 11 times in 32 games, and considering before that move, he only ever scored 4 career goals in his life, surely his magic spark had returned. The man knows where the goal is now, right? Bring him back to Molyneux, and maybe he might actually start to work. But no, you just loan him out to PSV Eindhoven just to replace Cody Gakpo on the wing. I don't know. Considering his levels of hype, and with confidence now having been breathed back into his lungs, do you not think Julian Lopetegui should have just given him a go? I mean, imagine Wolves get relegated while this guy is banging in 15 goals in Holland. Lopetegui is probably going to feel like getting sick in a bowl of popcorn whilst watching Hitch with his mum. Anyway, that's it. What do you think, right? Let me know what was the worst transfer decision your club made this summer. Let me know in the comments this window, this January. Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, as always. I'll talk to you in a while.